Hi, I'm a genderqueer person with a pink jacket, black shirt, pink glasses, standing with a background of beautiful abstract art of varying colors. The voice that you're hearing is my interpreter, Xavier Hagens. As a deaf queer person, I feel as though the world is out of sync with me. I'm still white, so I have privilege abound. However, it feels slightly disjointed. To the individual that I speak with, they're oftentimes willing to support me, whereas the system does not. The individual that I call at the courthouse, after a little education and some talk, they want me to have an interpreter. It's that initial response, the shock, disbelief to my deafness and my unique needs. That comes from the system. When I call the doctor's office and I tell them I need an interpreter, that initial response of, oh, we don't work with those people. Please bring your own interpreter. It doesn't matter that the ADA, Americans with Disability Act, has been established for 30 plus years to prevent discrimination against people with disabilities. That reaction is the system of oppression. The thoughts that we are broken or less than. Mainstream media does not often show marginalized groups of people. So when I interact with a person, oftentimes they have no clue what my life is like as a deaf person. They often think, how do I drive? They can't even fathom that I'd won a job interview, or maybe just to order pizza. With a little education, some advocacy, most people are willing to comply to help start that conversation and to learn. As I teach them the laws, things improve, but rarely that person that I'm interacting with is the person who signs the checks for my accommodations or the decision maker, which means there's an extra step, an added email, an extra call to find the right person. And that responsibility oftentimes falls on the marginalized person to educate, to fight, and to advocate. That first reaction, those first comments, the initial thoughts, that's society telling them what to think about me. Society decides what I have access to, what I can and cannot do, with no regard for myself as a human. That additional responsibility on this person, on the person who's a minority, that's the system of oppression, telling you who to love, how to act, what language to use, what culture to follow, and what to do with our own bodies, as well as what care we provide to our loved ones. Discrimination is abound. Marginalized groups of people from varying backgrounds. Racism dictates that people of color experience a heightened experience of violence with a lack of opportunity. With sexism, to this day, women are still paid less. Ableism is a thought that able bodies are superior to those of disabled bodies. And autism is a thought that speaking and listening abilities are superior to the visual gestural systems of communication of deaf people. Language discrimination. Prioritizing one language above another, and the list goes on. Systems of oppression are based within legal, medical, and educational settings, as well as others. In the legal system, people who are experiencing homelessness have a harder time navigating the legal system due to their lack of address. In the educational system, one of those without gender-neutral bathrooms, without confirming and gender-affirming pronouns, harm trans folks. And in the medical system, the constant pursuit to fix deaf children, even though they are perfect as they are. The complex settings are established that tell people what to think, what to believe, and how to behave. We need an expert, someone who knows what we need to succeed, to tell our life truths and to speak out. I have searched far and wide to no avail. I have tried to partner with teachers, advocates, and lawyers. I need someone with years of experience understanding my unique situation. And I finally figured that out. It's me. I know what I need. I know that I need an interpreter and captions, as well as the proper pronouns. I know those things that I need to succeed, to be on par with my peers. I know it, and we know it as well. When things are going smoothly and everything's working out, take a pause, step back and breathe, and see what's going on. Who's there? What's happening? What systems are in place? And when things go awry, people's behaviors, how is that different than before? In that moment, what are you lacking? What do you need to become successful? Do you need people to behave a specific way? Maybe technological assistance, or even assigned seating, visual descriptions, flexible scheduling, or even just kind and affirming words from an understanding supervisor. I need an interpreter, sleep, and captions, as well as the proper pronouns. And I need friends and colleagues to be positive and uplifting. Interpreters and captions is so that I have access to what's going around in my environment. And when I go to community meetings, I want to know and understand what's going on in the language of my heart. And when things are going in a boring way and they happen to show a 2-hour video that's boring, I want to be bored the same way. I need the proper pronouns so I feel validated, and it's important for people to understand how to address me. And sleep is for my mental health, so that I remain stable and I can be restful. The positive and uplifting people within my life are there to bring out the best within me. Oftentimes, we're willing to speak out for others, but what about us? We don't often speak out for ourselves and our needs. The world is slowly becoming an ally to marginalized groups of people, but we often forget ourselves. We need to overcome those systems of oppression as well. Self-advocacy, the act of interceding for thyself. The definition of advocacy, a comment, a recommendation, an argument in support or defense of, and pleading on behalf of another. We need to take all of these and turn them inwards. We need to support ourselves, to speak out, plead on behalf of ourselves. Tell the teacher, the boss, the colleagues, the coworkers, and friends and families what you need to be successful. Speak out, speak up, speak out for yourself. They have no idea what to do. You are the expert. I tell people I need a qualified interpreter so that they can understand me. Today, on this stage, I'm doing just fine. It's the hearing people in the audience who need the interpreter, not me. I need a caption so that everyone around has access to spoken language. And my pronouns are they, them. Please use them from here on out. Self-advocacy, one person at a time, step by step, will abolish systems of oppression. The norm of the majority is not the standard for the minority. As we go along, people notice. We are being noticed with our true differences. We are here. I'm the expert. You're the expert. So let's start acting like it. Speak out. Speak up for what you need. Tell people how to better help you become a better teacher, a better coworker, a better family member. Be an expert. Be an expert. Thank you.